T.I. said if you ain't got no thoughts, you ain't, women don't want you. But first I start off with Bow Wow saying that the old school guys are hating on the new guys and they need to stop hating. I put the post on the screen. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Make sure you check out our music and entertainment playlist. Let me say this about what Bow Wow talking about. I think Bow Wow is a rap legend, mostly as a kid, but he did kind of make that transition as a kid to a teen rapper. And people disrespected him and Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is responsible for digital, for people to be able to have streams and digital rap. So I think they're legends in their own right. Okay. All these people that's hating on Bow Wow, the guys understand I ain't like to do that when I was little neither. But these females hating on him. He was that guy. All these girls was buying this album. Let me bounce with me. And like I said, Jermaine Dupri, it's between Jermaine Dupri and Dr. Dre, two of the biggest, how can I say this, contributors to hip hop are those guys. If you don't know Jermaine Dupri's resume, it's probably no bigger contributor to him. Dr. Dre, he's a huge contributor as well too. If it is somebody bigger than him, it is Dr. Dre. That's for another conversation for another day. Maybe that's live stream worthy. And once people see everything that Jermaine Dupri did, he just wasn't kids rap. Like the nigga wrote Confessions. Oh my God. And also he held his own against Jay-Z in Ferrari. In that song, Jermaine Dupri is probably the greatest contributor, him and Dr. Dre, in hip hop. You look at Dr. Dre, he gave you Eminem. But guess what? He gave you Eminem. Jermaine Dupri gave you the first platinum female artist in the Brat. Crazy. So them two is the greatest contributors in my opinion. But to move on to Lil Bow Wow, who probably know a little bit about hip hop and rap. Hip hop is the culture, clothes, the swag, the R&B, the rap. But I don't think these dudes is hating. You didn't really see. You go back and look at it. You can look at it in hindsight. You didn't really see Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, two of the biggest rappers back then, Ice. And then you didn't really see them hating on what them guys was doing. You had the East Coast that was hating on the West Coast because it was new. They had their own lingo, they had their own flow, they had their own rhythm, they had their own production. But once the West Coast was able to integrate with East Coast rap, and it really wasn't no Southern at the time, they was doing their thing, but they was kind of seen as, once the West Coast wasn't seen as the unacceptable little brother, the South was going crazy. They was laying the foundation to be where they are now. They got the longest reign in rap history. It's a fact. They reigned probably early 2000s till now. So you got to give them credit, right? But you didn't really see those old school guys, Run DMC, hating on the new guys. Even when they couldn't integrate into the 90s. Run DMC, they try to do You Down with the King. They got one of the most hottest rap producers of all time, P. Rock, and they really couldn't integrate until 90s rap. The only reason LL Cool J was able to integrate into 90s rap because he turned into an R&B rapper. He was doing what Ja Rule and Drake would do now and get praised for, him and Big Daddy Kane. And he started doing Hey Love, Hey. He started doing that type of stuff. That's why LL was able to transition from the 80s into the 90s, and also he transitioned into the 2000s. That's why he was able to transition. He switched everything up. He got with the golden age in R&B in the 90s, what some people believe. But long story short, you didn't hear LL, Run DMC, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. You didn't hear a lot of them hating on what was coming. Wu-Tang. Even Run DMC accepted NWA. And even Chuck D and who else? Big Daddy Kane accepted Ice Cube and let him on that Public Enemy record, I think it was. Where Big Daddy Kane, 20-some years ago, 30 years ago, some years ago, he made the reference about Aunt Jemima. And people talking about them changing their brand 30-some years later, 20-some plus years later. You didn't really hear them hating on that rap. You didn't hear them hating on Pac. You had people that hated on E40 because his his lingo was different. But you didn't really hating on them baggy clothes and this, that, and the third. Why you didn't see the hate that you see now. Not because there's no social media. Even Hammer. Some people, Hammer didn't receive the hate that some of these dudes receive now. Snoop was new. They didn't receive that hate because these dudes on some weird stuff. They pushing homosexuality through rap. So we according to Bow Wow, we supposed to tip our hat to homosexual rap. We supposed to tip our hat into and pass it down into the disappearance of masculinity. There ain't no masculinity in rap no more. Only thing it's no masculinity left. These boys wearing jeans tighter than mine. You know, these boys openly gay. You know, at the end of the day, they kick my I Love Making out of rap. Going up on shit. If he came out 3 or 4 years, 5 years later, he'd be the truth. Everybody sound like everybody. Come on, come on. If you sound like somebody in the 80s or the 90s, you get crucified. Even if they was ghostwriting for you. Even though Big Daddy Kane wrote for a lot of the Juice Crew and he wrote for Bismarck, he didn't sound like it. Snoop didn't sound like nobody coming out. Nate Dogg didn't sound like nobody. Dr. Dre didn't sound like nobody, even though the DOC wrote for him. Even when Jay-Z wrote Still Dre, Snoop and Dre didn't sound like it was Jay-Z that wrote it. Everybody had their own sound back then. So what Bow Wow was missing, these old dudes ain't hating. They see them taking the culture down the wrong turn. Where it say don't enter, or you can't make a Michigan left, or you can't make a right here. No. Hip-hop has emasculated the youth. Hip-hop has no penmanship no more. Rap has no penmanship. Shit, R&B don't have no penmanship. I'm gonna keep saying hip-hop. Hip-hop, the clothes are fruity. And there's not too many good MCs. It ain't no MCs less other than Big Crit, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Joey Badass, Rhapsody. Those like, and I might missed a few in there. Other than that, everybody, I mean, have you heard Lil TJ and Ace Boogie with the hoodie? I swear them niggas sound like they from Atlanta. You don't even know what I used to be able to hear Wu-Tang. Cash Room. No, them niggas from New York. You used to hear Ice Cube, Jacking for Beats, or Steady Mobbing. You know, oh, that nigga from the West. You used to hear Outkast. So Fresh and So Clean. Oh, them niggas from the South. Even before they even popped, MJ, A-Ball, MJG, oh, they from the South. 3-6 Mafia, they from the South. A-Ball, they from the South. I was one of the first people up on Boosie in Detroit. Swear to God, my brother, because he lived down there. He be like, man, oh, he's straight. When Boosie came out, people, he sound like a girl. Niggas won't really rock with him up here. They gonna lie and say they was. I was like, man, he dope. Webby, I was like, oh shit, this nigga cold. That was my favorite one, Webby. Like, you can tell with people from David Banner, I'm not from the South. Even when T.I. came out with I'm Serious, dope boys in the trap, nigga, he from the South. You know, I hear A$AP Ferg and Rocky. A$AP Ferg sound like he from the East. Other than him and Griselda, you like, I don't know where these dudes from. Used to be able to hear people and be like, oh, Bones Thugs Do It Die, they from the Midwest. Eminem, he from the Midwest. Now, you don't even understand where these dudes, oh, Redman, he from Jersey. Tretch, he from Jersey. Joe Budden, he from Jersey. We from that East Coast. Now you don't even know. Benny Siegel used to know where he was from, Freeway. Now everybody got the had the same sound. And what Bow Wow is not hating. It's not hating. Y'all done took the motherfuckers, passed the baton to him, and then took it to a whole different level. Like, come on, you couldn't dress and sound like somebody else and not get reprimanded for it. So what Bow Wow saying is really, oh, you gotta stop hating. Like, dude, I'm not commending you for walking around wearing a purse. I'm not walking around you commending, I paid $1,000 for these gay ass jeans, or I paid $1,500 for these Balenciaga shoes. Hell no. I'm not about to credit you and you sound like the dude. Like, come on. Bow Wow says hating. I say it's being 100. It's actually being pretty much be like, man, come on. They didn't took the penmanship, they didn't took rap and hip hop and threw it in the trash can and put it on fire. R&B ain't even good no more. Out of all the R&B singers, they all sound the same. They got this soft sound. Nobody sound like Anita. Nobody sound like Tina Marie. Only person that got their own sound is Beyonce. But she was doing shit in the 90s. They all got this, they got this, like, where the strong singers at? Shit, y'all need to unlock R. Kelly so you can unlock the game. Even R&B is terrible. Only guy I really like this Khalid. He got some good shit. At this point, where Frank Ocean at? At least he has some. Even though I ain't look at his songs the same when I found out, but it's trash. This era of hip rap is trash. And you would say, he is hating. Look, my mom could be like, oh man. My mom could say she might not have understood the music I listened to, in the early 2000s, late 90s, but it had penmanship. You ain't really hear too many of my artists sound the same that I listened to. When I was coming up, man, I remember I was telling my girl this other day, I was making Jeezy like to drink, Jeezy like to smoke, but my mom bought me this dope top shelf system. I can't remember where I got it from, but it was dope. I had the woofer, and I love music. I played multiple instruments, the guitar. I ain't gonna say the other ones I played, but I used to play. But I was playing that song. She was like, "What is he saying? Jesus like to drink." Turn out, I was like, "He ain't saying that, ma." But my shit sounded like I remember when Sean came out. Shibbity wobbly, who won with the ashes to ashes dust. Man, he didn't sound. People was mad because he sounded like Biggie. They thought, but that was just his style. Sean was dope. That first CD, the one he dropped from jail was pretty cool. But all my like Black Rob, whoa, he had a nice catalog of music too. Like none of my artists, even Diddy came out with Black Rob, G-Dep, Loon, after Mace, after Puff, after Big died. Like all those 4 artists didn't sound the same. They didn't sound the same. Like, man, so I used to love hip hop in the early 2000s. It was kind of it was kind of R&B in the 90s for me, but hip hop was dope in the 90s too. But man, the 2000s, when I was like a teen, like a preteen and teen, it was crack. It was crack, bro. It was crack. Like our shit bang. But now, shit, everybody sound the same. I be thinking Lil TJ, Lil Uzi Vert, Ace Boogie with the. But to move on, excuse me. T.I. say if a man ain't got no thoughts after him, a woman don't want him. And you know what? I can attest to that. I remember my boy, I used to work with him, and I worked at Chrysler. I mean, I told this story before, but he basically said that when he had that wedding ring on, women was attracted to him like madness, even more than he was single. And it's true. If other women don't want you, you know, women, I ain't gonna say this is the only rule, it's exceptions, but they don't really pursue you like that. You know, and that's just the God honest truth. So if you got a whole bunch of chicks, and this is why you see baby mamas and girls bashing out people's windows and they going crazy over social media. Women, and I can speak to this, black women love toxic situations. They love toxic situations more than black men. They love toxic situations more than marriage, more than healthy relationships. They don't like that shit. Women love the drama. They love the drama. And that's the God honest truth. And you know, he got a point there. If you got multiple women chasing you, or you marry a woman, gonna want you even more. You know, and if you ain't, I mean, maybe it's a woman out there for you, but if you got a lot of women, a woman gonna want you. And that's just a factual thing. Women gravitate towards what they can't have. They want what they can't have. This is why you ain't got to lie. When you was chilling with women and you be like, well, shit, I got a girl. They don't give a fuck. At least if you tell them straight up, where they gonna go? Straight up, you know, they chilling. Oh yeah, I got a girl. Okay, and then I'm telling you, man. If you say you got a girl, they drop the drawers even quicker. That's a fact. And that's just pretty much how it's going on out here, man. Women complaining, nah, T.I., that's some bullshit. I know dudes that got like 3 or 4 different baby mamas, and now they on their 5th or 6th baby mama. I know niggas that birth kids outside their relationship, and they still with the girl they cheated on. Just the facts. Those are the facts. And that's just the game and the way the game has been won. But a lot of people don't want to accept that. A lot of women not going to accept that. But T.I., he's speaking facts. You know, women want what they can't have. That's why you got more married men and married women cheat. That's a fact. But hey, let me know what you guys think about the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links in the description. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support. We gone.